Hi guys. This video is basically going to be correlated with The Real Dana and my other YouTube channel, We Have Arrived, which is a Formula One channel because this story is about Formula One. And I just need to talk about this to get it off my chest. So this is another Dana with the Data short take, but it's also a short take for We Have Arrived Formula One.
Dana with the data. Dana with the data.
Okay. So I could not sit here, and I'm not going to sit here and be quiet about this because this is trending, because I cannot believe in 2022. Well, no, I could believe it. Let me not get it messed up because it's 2022 and I'm supposed to think that everyone in this world has evolved and enlightened themselves away from their bigotry and their racism. No, that's not true. It's never going to go away. Is here to stay. What am I talking about today? So I'm talking about Nelson Piquet. He is a retired Brazilian Formula One driver. He's 70 years old, unattractive, old, miserable, jealous. And he sat down with, I believe, a local news station in Brazil. And they did ask him a question about Lewis Hamilton. And he referred to Lewis Hamilton in a derogatory racial slur. Yeah. So, an interview that was done back in November of last year, um, it was an interview in which Nelson Piquet appeared to use a racist term to refer to Lewis Hamilton while discussing his win in last year's British Grand Prix. It resurfaced as of today online. So it's pretty funny though. Let me just back up a minute. This weekend is the British Grand Prix from the 1st to the 3rd, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it's funny how all of a sudden this video clip interview has resurfaced, and I am going to play it. He did use a racist term during the interview. The interview was in Portuguese because in Brazil they speak Portuguese. So, translate this racial term, it is translated to the word nigga. Yeah. So, this is the clip that I'm going to play of the actual interview.
Você acha que esse acidente que o Verstappen teve com o Hamilton foi meio parecido esse que teve acho que foi na Inglaterra?
Em Silverstone?
É.
Não, o Neguinho meteu o carro e deixou.
Mas foi o que o Senna fez. Em 90.
Não, o Senna não fez isso. O Senna saiu reto. Reto.
Você acha que ele não faria aquela curva?
Ele? Nunca.
Entendi.
Não, ele foi para assim, aqui eu arranco ele de qualquer maneira. O Neguinho deixou o carro, e é uma curva, é porque você não conhece a curva, é uma curva muito de alta, não tem jeito de passar dois carros, e não tem jeito de você botar o carro do lado.
Entendi.
O Neguinho fez de sacanagem.
Ele fez sacanagem.
Agora, só acho que só o outro que se fudeu.
Você acha que esse acidente...
Okay. So, in that video, he referred to Lewis Hamilton as, I cannot pronounce it in Portuguese, but it's Neguinho. Translated to English, it means nigga. So I don't know what the hell was said in that interview because, honey, I don't speak Portuguese. I don't care. I don't need to understand your language. I just know when translated, you call this man a nigga. Why would you do that? Yeah. You call this man here, this man, Lewis Hamilton, you called him the N-word. Let me refresh everybody's memory. He is the greatest Formula One driver of all times. All time. He is a 7-time world champion. He is he received the most, he won the most podium positions, 180. He beat out Michael Schumacher for the podium position because Michael Schumacher only got on a podium, I believe, 123 times. Lewis Hamilton got on podium 180. He tied with Michael Schumacher being the 7-time world champion. But he surpassed Michael Schumacher having the most wins. And he's headed for another world champion, if not this year, next year. Not only is he the greatest Formula One driver of all time, he is one of the greatest athletes of all time. Respect this man. I don't care what color he is, what nationality. Don't disrespect him. He earned it. He is a hard worker. Hard worker. He is talented. He's the best. He's the greatest. And the audacity of you ugly people who are so jealous. Jealous. See, when you're jealous, a lot of ignorance, stupidity, bigotry, racism comes out of your jealousy. Nelson Piquet or whoever, he only won the championship 3 times and reached a total number of 23 or maybe 60 podiums. That's nothing. So what? Well, he's retired, but the fact is that why are you so disrespectful to this man? Recently, too, Lewis Hamilton has gained an honorary citizenship in Brazil. Brazilians love Lewis Hamilton. They love him there. And maybe this man, Nelson, who is a Brazilian, maybe he has a problem with that because he never received the type of recognition that the Brazilians are giving Lewis Hamilton, a British man who just so happened to be black and fine as hell. Fine, 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 fine. He's fine, he's wealthy, he's fit, and he is the greatest Formula One athlete ever. No one will ever surpass Lewis Hamilton's record. Maybe in 100 years, maybe 50, if that. But no one is going to surpass this man. It was and it is his destiny to be the greatest. So I don't understand why people, and it's not just Nelson. Lewis Hamilton has spoke about experiencing racism in Formula One industry and just living as a black man every day. Let's play the clip.
Quite a lonely journey. It's just been me and my family. We're the only black family. I mean, I've been racing for 29 years. Yeah. I'm 37 now, but I've been professional for 16 years. But most often being the only person of color in the room. And when I would ask the question, there was no real great feedback answer to that. So I put together the Hamilton Commission, because it starts with education, right, and understanding. We put together this body of work of research to try and understand what those barriers are. And we found that there are not only in our industry, which we have over 40,000 jobs, but only 1% come from black backgrounds. Oh. But there are real systemic issues within the educational system as well. So with the Hamilton Commission, we've now started the Mission 44, which I funded myself, to try and create more representation.
Love him, love him, love him, love him. He's the best. He's the greatest. So he knows that, in his industry, he had to face, a lot of discrimination. Not so much discrimination. Well, maybe it's discrimination, but a lot of bigotry, a lot of racism. But he overcame that. And also, see, Formula One is a sport for the wealthy. A majority, just about all of the Formula One drivers that you see now are billionaire babies. Their fathers are billionaires. Lewis Hamilton's father was a middle-class working man, so he comes from very humble beginnings. He's a hard worker. He earned everything he achieved, rightfully so, and he's going to earn more. So I'm so glad that Lewis Hamilton do not let this type of ignorance distract him. For anything, he is creating opportunities via his organization to make sure that Formula One becomes more diversified, not just to have more diverse Formula One drivers, but behind the scenes, the engineers, the mechanics. So he's doing his part. And I want to call on Formula One to strip Nelson Piquet, or whatever his name is, last name is, I don't care, but strip him of all of his entitlements in the Formula One industry. Remove him. I would remove this man, name from any plaques. No, he should be stripped of anything possible within Formula One, because racism, bigotry, sexism, disenfranchisement of classism should not exist, not just in Formula One, but any sport. All I'm saying is, do not come from my man, honey. Do not do it. Do not come from Lewis Hamilton. Don't do it. This really pissed me off. Now I want to see the other Formula One drivers, Lewis Hamilton colleagues. I want you to step up to the plate and defend Lewis Hamilton and denounce this racist man, Nelson Piquet, whatever his last name is. I don't need to get your last name right, because you don't deserve that much respect. So again, all praises to Lewis Hamilton. He is going to win that 8th championship before he retires. He will go down as the greatest, or he is the greatest already, Formula One driver ever in history, and he is one of the greatest athletes ever. Respect this man. Honor this man, and enlighten yourself so that you will not make the mistake of people like a Nelson. Thank you. That was my short take.
Dana with the data. Dana with the data.